If you wish to be your own person, to have your own ego, then don't give in to what others call normal. Only you can defend your will and desires, your beliefs and morals. Because in this unjust world formed of incomplete thoughts, your ego is what makes you who you are. Should the world deny your ego and refuse to accept it, then prove to the world that you live by your own rules.
Are you awake? Then show me. Show me your ego.
We barely know each other.
Here I go.
Select a location to perform an action from. Okay, so I guess you can walk around here, then you press X to select an action. We have arts. We can go up to 2 meters. Let's try to get it on this side. Oof.
Payback. Greed and the world grows empty.
Well, they had 150 health compared to mine 50.
Disc. Another failure. What a shame. The world truly is a cruel and irrational place.
Pretty cool.
This little one just isn't good enough. Well, Mr. New Student, your name, if you would?
I'll be right back, guys. I'm sorry. Alright, I'm so sorry about that, guys. Okay, I did a little accident. Sorry about that. He's not feeling well. Threw up in his bed. So, sorry about that. I don't even know if there's like a canon name, but go with Artexian Bellucog.
I see. How terribly charming. That's a wonderful name. Welcome to Shin Mikado Academy. I am Yoru, otherwise known as your dean. Now, you can let your guard down. I just wanted to chat is all. Especially with someone as extraordinary as you. I'm going to ask you a few questions. They'll pertain to your ego and the 7 desires that make up your will. What does school life mean to you?
What does school life mean to you? Enjoying my youth.
Well, you only live once. How about in class? Do you studiously take notes during lectures? I actually do, because writing helps me Your teacher
remember.
lauds the teacher's pet despite their bad grades. What do you think of this?
Teacher lauds the teacher's pets despite their bad grades. Good for them.
It seems like your friend is about to mess something up. What do you do?
Well, if they're my friend, I'll warn them.
You're standing in line for, let's say ramen. Someone cuts in front of you, but you've been waiting for ages. What do you do?
Back of the line, bub.
You need money to fulfill your goals, but you're flat broke. What do you do?
Go into debt if that's what it takes.
Have you ever looked at a naughty website? On your phone? Or your desktop, maybe?
I have.
I appreciate the honesty. Okay, let's say you're at a buffet. How do you decide what to eat?
I try as many different foods as I can.
A situation has already been settled, but someone insists on disagreeing. How do you respond?
Get annoyed, they're just being obtuse.
Someone you hate is loved by everyone around you. What do you think about that?
It's none of my business.
You're forced to take on a leadership role. How do you make your decisions?
It's my way or the highway.
Would you say you've ever truly loved someone?
Yes.
If you had extra free time and money, how would you spend it?
Use it to further my personal growth.
What would you do if someone started spreading baseless rumors about you?
Angrily deny it and denounce them.
Is there someone or something you care for with every fiber of your being?
There is.
Choose one of these sets of words, would you?
Let's see. Confidence, beauty, affirmation, release, propel, explode, collect, assimilate, grow, love, unity, fate. Love, unity, fate.
Your desire for lust surpasses all others. You long to both love and be loved. You value your relationships with others more than anything else in life. And so you're more influenced by your feelings, motivations, and connections with people. I'll bet your emotions vary depending on who's around. Your desires are quite strong indeed. You have a firm sense of self and a stable ego. Something about you seems unbalanced, though. None of your desires should be neglected, you know? Without desires, your ego can't grow. Without an ego, you're no different from a doll. So be frank with what you want as you attend this academy, and live how you see fit.
All right.
Thank you. I understand you so terribly well now. I never get to chat with others this much. It's nice. Life at the Academy may be tough, but I know you'll be able to adapt to it right away. Let's speak again if our paths cross. And remember, I'm expecting great things from you. Ta-ta!
Wake up. Please, open your eyes.
He seems all right.
Yeah.
You're okay. You're really okay. Thank goodness.
You okay? Can you stand?
The mist is too thick. Let's move.
All right.
Where are you going? We have to follow them.
I always check around.
Stop. Hold up. I'm beat. I think I'm actually dying. Can't go on.
You're out of breath already? We barely moved. You really should exercise more often, Dr. Kakeru.
Who's got the time? I'm a weak old man. You trying to kill me? Nozama, was it?
It's Nozomi Hinata. You work here. The least you can do is remember the students' names.
Hey, I'm a doctor, not a teacher. Besides, I'm more used to calling you Prez anyway.
So much has happened. I couldn't find you for a week. You have no idea how worried I was. I'm so glad you're okay, though.
When we heard a student collapsed on the second floor, I never imagined it'd be your brother, Chio.
The second-year building is connected to this one. Maybe he came from over there.
Hey, are you okay? You're not hurt, are you?
Where am I?
What are you talking about? We're at Shin Mikado Academy, of course.
Wait, you really can't remember?
Huh?
What's your name? You remember that much at least, right?
Texian Belyukov.
Wait, Chio, I thought your last name was Aikawa.
Well, our family isn't exactly a traditional one.
Ah, I see.
Can you remember anything besides your name? Family, friends, anything about the school? Anything at all?
I don't remember a thing.
No,
I'll bet whatever made him collapse is also the cause of his amnesia.
Well, the mist does tend to drive people crazy.
We don't know much about it. It's bad for people with weak respiratory systems, though, like Chico here.
My name is Chio.
But despite all that, your little sis came all the way here to see you. She wouldn't take no for an answer. You understand what I mean?
What should I do?
Do you really have to ask? The least you could do is thank her.
Thank you, Chio.
Don't worry about it. I'm just glad you're okay. Welcome back.
Well, we've had our little breather. Let's move. We should hurry on out of here.
There's no mist on the first floor. It'll be safer there.
A phone call? But we've had no service this entire time.
Who could possibly be calling right now?
Maybe it's someone from the outside. Maybe they'll be able to help us.
Wait!
Hello? What's that sound? My head hurts.
You got mail.
Everyone, stay close!
Where are we? Chio! Dr. Kakeru, is Chio all right?
Don't worry, she's just unconscious. What about the rest of you? Everyone all right?
Huh? What the?
Look out! Run! I'll be fine.
And leave you behind? Not a chance. I'm staying right here with you.
Don't be stupid! You're just gonna get us all killed!
I don't care. I'm not going to let you sacrifice yourself.
Shit.
Watch out! What now?
Fruitless facade, false, fretful and failing, funny and fragile. Quite the formation.
Who are you?
Tremble in delight. I and I am all, the world and the self, ephemeral, eternal. And so too do I hold your destiny. Wait! Unhand me, you uncouth, unkind underling! The impudence instantly interrupting my interlude.
I asked you a question.
Hurtful heathen, deranged devil, sadistic, sadist. You may refer to me as Vanitas.
Lend me your power.
Hey! Can you at least pretend to be petrified? You're really putting me off my game here, pal. Power is not a present to be provided. Pacify your predicament personally. These dastardly dissidents are demons, lackeys of their lowest level, legions. But even the lowliest legion would leave a lack-witted lug like you lifeless. I, however, possess a plethora of power. Prostrate before me and pray I spare you. Show me the delightful sight of your struggle to survive this plight, and I just might. Hey! Have you heard even one single word I've said? Go at them unarmed and you're as good as dead. You are utterly deranged. Can't you just let me give you my cryptic, mystical spiel? A facade with no memories within expectation, but no manners or sense of self-preservation? Enough! Dealing with you is giving me a headache. I cannot lend you strength, but I can still assist. After all, fate is static. It'll always persist.
All right.
That isn't a magic ear. Your soul made manifest. You'll need it in the other world to make it through the rest. The power of vanity is yours for the taking. A reflection of your ego, a fiend of your making.
The Fiend of Lust has joined you.
Now go and kill those things already.
Battles are carried out in phases between the player and enemy. Use the left stick to move the current active unit, press L1 and R1 to switch between units. Press X to pull up the command list. Your phase ends once all units have acted. You can fight enemies by utilizing the arts and authority options under the command list. Arts generally consist of martial techniques and require HP to use. Authorities are abilities wielded by pact bearers and demons and raise the mad gauge upon use. Some arts and authorities only target a single unit, others can affect all targets within a specified range. If an allied unit is within attacking range of an enemy target, when attacking normally or using arts, that ally will execute an assist attack. Conversely, if you are within the enemy's range, you will be hit with a counter. Using Defer will end the current unit's turn and allow a unit that has already acted to act again, but at the cost of increasing the unit's mad gauge. Use it as needed to gain the upper hand in battle, for example, by having a powerful unit act multiple times in a row. You are victorious if you fulfill a stage's victory's condition. If the protagonist is KO'd, however, the game will end, resulting in a game over.
Get ready. Tempting.
I will succeed. I will succeed.
Get ready.
Alright.
Tempting. Here I go.
Alright, back attacks do more damage.
I will succeed.
Payback. Here I go. Tempting. Ha! I'm with you.
Oh, really?
Here I go. Checkmate.
Now you see.
Alright.
Wow.
Where are your calls, your cheering cries? Return to your world now. Go! Claim your prize.
Start explaining.
I don't take orders from you. With that, farewell and adieu. Bring your ego and power to bear against the irrational and unfair.
Right?
Act 1. Nozomi Hinata, Blind Fool Savior.
This is the academy? We made it back. Is everyone all right?
Perfectly fine. Just a little bruised.
Wait. What happened to me?
Don't move yet.
But I'm totally fine. What are you so worried about?
You've been unconscious ever since you answered that weird phone call.
I'll take Chio to the infirmary. You two go on down for now, okay?
All right. Let's get going then. We can talk about the other world later on.
And what were you doing on the second floor, former Student Council President Hinata?
Cool.
Hello, Kurama.
I thought I declared any areas overrun with mist off limits. I await your explanation.
Not gonna lie, I think the bottom right or bottom left artwork, that would have been like a much cooler overall artwork theme for the entire game. Former Student Council President.
You there, do not interrupt me. I thought you were an unfamiliar face. You mean to say you're unaware of what transpired with the Student Council? Then allow me to debrief you. After the mist, barrier, and other anomalies appeared, the last Student Council tried to dispel the chaos with the faculty. And yet, said chaos has only increased. It was then that a savior appeared to quell the unrest, rallying the students with his overwhelming charisma. That savior is none other than I.
President Kurama Hitotsubashi.
Hinata was relieved of her duties, and at the behest of all, I took on the mantle of Student Council President. So what say you, Hinata? How does it feel to see how much more capable I am in comparison?
It's true. I was inadequate for the demands of the office.
I commend you on acknowledging your inferiority. Now, why did you enter the mist?
Well...
He collapsed within the mist, so you ventured in to save him. And this was with Dr. Kakeru Hasegawa and Chio Aikawa?
yes.
Hey, what's up, Vic?
I see.
How are you doing tonight?
So you placed both the Academy's doctor and a middle school student in peril. Your foolishness astounds me. You should have come to me. As your Student Council President, I would have rescued him in a safer manner.
Good to hear. Glad you're fine.
You may no longer hold the position yourself, but you still set a poor example by behaving this way. I believe some discipline is in order. What say the rest of you?
Agreed.
Disagree.
Pardon the interruption. But would you mind if I borrowed this young man and Miss Hinata? We have urgent matters to discuss.
Well, well. If it isn't Ms. Sora Jingu, our beloved Dean.
Saved by the Dean. Sora?
Yes, that is my name. Is something the matter?
You! Did I not warn you about interrupting me? Dean Jingu, we must consider impeaching Hinata for violating Academy regulations.
Impeaching?
Of course, it truly breaks my heart to punish one of my peers, but order must be maintained in our academy.
Well, this guy's a dick.
No further action will be required at this time, Mr. Hitotsubashi. Thanks to you, of course. And not just from me. The rest of the faculty and student body are all very grateful to you. I'd hate to see you suffer from the guilt of punishing your peers, even if it was done out of responsibility. Surely it'd be fine to let it go this once.
As you wish, I'll leave it at that. We wouldn't want my judgment clouded by grief, after all. Come along, everyone, to the student council room.
Yes, sir.
Remember, Hinata, there won't be a next time.
Yikes.
Well, that takes care of the rank and file. Why don't we have a chat in that empty classroom?
Yeah, I don't know what his problem is.
I see. So you were dragged into the other world after answering a phone call in the mist. There's just one thing I need to know. How exactly did you...
How did they flee the other world and make it back to here? Is that the question you seek to ask, O woeful overseer?
Vanitas? A demon? No. A monarch? How did you get into this academy?
Oh, so he's a monarch.
I am the answer for which you strive. Vanitas, the being who helped them survive.
A demon? Helping?
That's such a cool design,
So
how
that's
it
how it is.
unzips.
Did you make a pact with a demon in exchange for power? An authority, so to speak.
Of course I did. I did make a pact.
And what did you wish for?
The power to survive.
Beset by the legions with nothing to give. No wonder he asked for the power to live.
So you weren't actively seeking to become a pact bearer.
I just kind of fell
sense
into
that
it.
Someone managed to return from being drawn into the other world, but this, I never imagined. To think a new pact bearer would emerge as a result.
Sorry?
If I may ask, what sort of authority did you receive?
Well... lust?
The authority of vanity? I've never heard of that. Perhaps it's an aberration of some sort.
You're surprisingly knowledgeable about all this demon and otherworld stuff, Miss Sora.
Yeah, I'm like 120% lustful.
That I am. But extenuating circumstances prevented me from talking about them before. These secrets are normally reserved for the head of the Jingu family, as is the position of Academy Dean. However, seeing as you already know, there's no point in hiding things any further. I'll answer any questions you have.
Let's see. What is this other world?
There is a metaphysical plane that exists separately from the physical world, ascertainable only via cognition alone. That is the realm you visited, the other world.
And what are these demons?
Demons are supernatural beings that live in the other world. They feed off the egos of humans.
What did you mean by pact?
There are 7 demons known as monarchs, 1 for each sin. As progenitors of lesser demons, they are of the highest order. If they make a pact with someone, they are then able to provide their pact bearer with an authority. In order to make a pact, one must have a cause, a strong ego, the ability to perceive the other world, and a wish. But vanity is an aberration. It isn't one of the deadly sins. Your pact with that monarch was incidental at best.
Can't help it that I'm vain. There's nothing left to ask.
Consider a far-fetched goal, curing an incurable illness, for example. Reality can't be changed no matter how hard you wish. But if someone learned that the power to overturn reality existed, would they be able to resist temptation? Even if such power came from demons and gave rise to widespread distortions.
Distortions?
Powers from the other world are against the natural order. Continued usage of them will cause our world to distort. The mist, the barrier around the academy, the calls from the other world, all are byproducts of a pact bearer's authority. So please, unless the situation demands it, I ask that you avoid using your authority on campus. The Jingu family has maintained balance in the world ever since the Academy's founder discovered the existence of demons. We've attempted to prevent the emergence of new pact bearers at any cost.
Okay, sure.
And yet they've appeared regardless. We are currently aware of at least 7 others. Voiding their pacts is the only way to put a stop to these anomalies and restore normality. Might I ask you to use your powers for the welfare of our academy? I believe a pact bearer of your circumstances would be perfect for this task. Please, bear with me. Your compliance would be appreciated.
So you want me to use my lustful authority to help the school? Okay. I'll do it.
You have my thanks. Now then, would you prefer a detailed explanation on how to void the pacts, or will the gist of things suffice?
Also, thank you for the follow, Vic, yesterday. I'll replay the alert. I'd like the details.
When a demon makes a pact with a human, 3 crystals known as ideals form in the other world. These are the source of a pact bearer's power. Once shattered, their pact will be voided. The mist in the academy is a side effect of a pact bearer's authority. As such, it too is connected to the ideals. In the mist, you'll receive calls that will take you to the other world. There, you'll find the ideals.
In short, just walk around the Academy grounds and smash those ideals wherever they're found.
But we'll smash.
Though it pains me to ask this of a student, the fate of our academy is in your hands.
Yeah. Good luck.
Mr. Vanitas, I would appreciate if you concealed yourself around any students who are unaware of the situation. Your appearance would cause a great deal of panic, to put things lightly.
I'm here for the boy, so don't worry your head. My only concern is what road he will tread.
I'll take that to mean you intend to behave. These are reference materials about demons, pact bearers, and the other world. Give them a read when you get the chance.
Registered packs, the other world, on demons, demon ranks, monarchs, nobles, and legion volumes of the Cromwell Records and Library.
I'll be taking my leave now.
I like how the monarch's like tied up. This game is pretty ridiculous.
The chaos never ends, does it? Oh, right. I haven't introduced myself yet. My name is Nozomi Hinata. I'm a third year here at the Academy. Nice to properly meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Thank you for your help in the other world. You're the reason we were able to make it back safely.
When you defeated the Legion Horde, you earned some spirits as a reward. You can use them to upgrade your power's effects, or for items to use in your otherworld treks. Speak to me should you ever seek to spend your spirits.
Creating and dismantling. Creating allows you to spend your spirit to craft items, while dismantling allows you to exchange items for spirit. Spirit can also be used to unlock abilities and level units. The selection of creatable items will expand as the story progresses. Let's see what you got. Spirit can also be used to unlock abilities and level up through the character option of the smartphone menu. So we got some healing agents, detox, and stimulation. How do we... Oh, phone menu is triangle. The smartphone menu contains a variety of features: to-do list and map display your story progress and locations. Call lets you contact the other world under special conditions. Character allows you to view or enhance a unit's abilities. Item allows you to check or use items in your possession. Library lets you view the myriad reading materials you collect through the game. Achievement contains various records and trophies. Profiles lets you view more in-depth information on various characters you encounter. Unlockability. Also, I need like 200 spirit even to get just the base. Resonance. Share authority, status ailments, and stat alterations with one ally. Change. This option allows you to change into any DLC outfits you have acquired. Changing outfits has no effect on in-game stat parameters. To acquire DLC, please select the DLC option on the title menu. Oh wait, we already have resonance. Accelerating slash. Attack with a slash, then increase your own agility. That's 10. Oh, we can also level up our lust. Fire a single powerful arrow at a foe. Summon Thorns of Ice upon all enemies within range with a chance of reducing Mauve. Charm resistance and sleep resistance. Purgatorial Furnace. Attack all units, friend and foe alike, with the fires of hell. Or Frostbarren Garden. Engulf all units, friend and foe alike, with an Arctic chill, with a chance of reducing agility. Power 70, power 60. May inflict charm on all enemies within range. That's pretty cool. Once vessels. Oh, I guess this is like how you can equip them with stuff. Customize. In the customization screen, you can change the body parts of the fiends under your command. Changing a fiend's appearance does not affect their stats. You can obtain additional customization options by completing achievements. Try customizing their height, body types, and even faces to your liking. Super tall. Sure. We'll go with just the base. Face. Ooh, hairstyle. Are you a god? No? Then die. Let's go with E. Whoa.
As ordered, glory to my liege. Glory to my liege.
Sure. Oh wait, let's check out my tree list real quick. Critical strike, an attack with low accuracy that deals considerable damage on the chance it does land. Cannot critically strike. That's an interesting name then. Why did they just say it automatically critically hits? Gain strength into your weapon and strike a foe with all your might. When a resonance ends, remain awakened for the remainder of the duration. Let's check what the top tier is. We'll go up this side. I need 1,000 points for that. Okay. Anything else I can buy? 15, 20. Nope. Okay. It's pretty interesting. I like how you can customize the look of your authorities. It's pretty interesting.
Hey,
What is it?
if you're going to travel through the mist and fight the Pact Bearers, would you mind if I came along? I can't fight like you do, but I might be able to help in some other way. I just don't want you to carry this burden all on your own.
Okay.
Thank you. The mist is spreading upward through the second floor of the building. Why don't we head to the infirmary first? We should explain things to Chio and Dr. Kakeru.
Alright, we got a companion. Nozomi Hanada. Wonder what she's gonna do for us. Control your character to progress through the story. Your current location is displayed on the minimap in the upper right corner of the screen. Your next objective is displayed at the bottom of the screen. Fulfill objectives to resolve the incidents plaguing the academy. Press triangle to bring up the smartphone menu. You can view objectives in detail via the to-do list. Fast travel. You can instantly move to previously visited locations or to the next mist to investigate from the map option of your smartphone. May be temporarily disabled during certain story segments. Oh god, what's happening? What's going on? What should I do? Dude, Senji, quit blowing out my eardrums and get yourself together. Panicking won't change anything. Sure as hell won't make it better. We gotta stay calm and keep an eye on the situation. Yeah, you're right, Yuichiro. Easy does it. Senji, deep breaths. I only left the club building to come and get you, but now we're stuck. God, I hope the rest of the baseball club is okay. A select few students with particularly strong senses of self will leave crystals called alter egos around the academy. An alter ego location will vary according to a respective student. Try using details from their profiles to aid in your search for them. An alter ego cannot be acquired unless your own ego is above a certain threshold. Successfully acquiring an alter ego permanently increases the stats of your units. Characters who have yet to join the party will have their stats enhanced after joining. Okay, it's the same. Don't go any further. It's not safe. Man, if only Roy Otaro were here. Hold it right there. It's dangerous up ahead. This area is off limits. Rules are meant to be followed. Now leave. But guys, I'm a pact bearer. Or I think I am. Guys, I'm full of lust. I can do it. Dun, 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 dun.
Ah, you made it.
I was just talking things over with these two.
I'm sorry. It's all my fault for answering that call.
Chio, I've decided I'm going to help your brother out. I want to do whatever I can.
Thanks, Nozomi. I'll feel better knowing you're with him.
Of course. And, maybe there's something you can do too, Chio. I'm sure the newspaper club's ace reporter would be a great help in gathering intel.
Oh, I never thought of it that way. Okay, sure. I'll give it my all.
Don't forget about your pal, the school doctor. You ever feel sick or hurt, come pay me a visit.
Will do.
Thank you, everyone. I'll support you to the best of my ability. I'm counting on all of you to work as a team.
A team? It's almost like we're in a club then. Maybe we should come up with a name.
Sure, why not? Sounds fun.
Well, since Nozomi's part of the group, how about the True Student Council?
What?
That way, you'll get to be president again.
Perfect. Means I can keep calling her Prez. Makes things easier for me.
Dr. Kakeru, would you please shut your mouth?
A fitting name, if you ask me.
Et tu, Miss Sora?
My brother can be the vice president then.
Et tu, brute.
It's not like there are any other candidates.
Vice Prez, huh? Easy enough for me. You've got my vote.
You just don't want to bother remembering anyone's names.
It's easier that way.
Settled then. You are
In case we
hereby
die.
instated as president and vice president of the TSC. You have my approval as dean.
Seriously?
The current council was taken over by Mr. Hitotsubashi and his entourage. Many students wish you were still in charge. It isn't just Miss Aikawa and me. The other students believe in you as well, Miss Hinata.
Very well. I accept the position. Let's put our best foot forward, Vice President.
Glad to see you're taking to it. Now then, I have other matters to attend to, so I'll be on my way.
Okay then. Seeing as you two are already here, how's about I go ahead and get you checked up? All right, that about covers it.
Acquired mental stabilizer.
Not much I can do about your amnesia, though, Vice Prez. All we can do is hope it's only temporary. Anyway, you're welcome to stop by any time. You got any health issues, I'm your man. You hear? You seem just fine to me. Running low, I take it?
Dang, 4 mental stabilizers.
Come again if anything happens.
I'll take it. It's hopeless. We can't get out from anywhere. We're done for. It's all over. We can't get out from anywhere. And now you've gone off the deep end. Now what do I do? Can't you at least try to make me feel better? You're such a flake, Yusuke. Oh, jeez. Got the squad there. Rules are meant to be followed. Now leave.
It's time. The student council meeting is about to start.
Are they sure that's mist? Look at their eyes.
Off to the student council room.
And the way they're talking. You guys hungry?
So long as you follow my lead, your security is assured.
Is that Karama's voice? It's coming from the student council room.
We are living in unprecedented times. I speak not only of the barrier around the academy, nor the madness-inducing mist. Homicidal maniacs, epidemics, spontaneous combustion. Further outlandish incidents plague the other buildings. I know you are all concerned about this inscrutable, hopeless situation, but worry not. So long as you remain here, so long as you follow me, Kurama Hitotsubashi, you shall all be safe. This I swear on my life. I ask for your continued support. Heed my words. Let us band together. We will make it out alive.
Hooray for President Hitotsubashi! Hitotsubashi! Hitotsubashi!
Yikes.
They sure are fired up in there. It's kind of scary, actually. Kurama's planning on locking this building down. True, it might be safer in here. But it won't solve anything. It's just ignoring the actual problem. I'm not so sure it's the right call to make. Anyway, why don't we check upstairs before one of his student council lackeys gets in our way?
Yeah, it's a bit odd, isn't it? The door is locked. Oh, give me 1 second. Every so often, my capture card starts stuttering. So I'll just reset it real quick. Can't go there yet. Yeah, it looks super old compared to the students, the other students. Cromwell, spirit registered in library. He's been held back a few years. It's hard not to wonder what's in store for us down the line, isn't it? These are tough times we're in, but there's no better cure for worry than some self-reflection. Why not try taking a psych test? Ready? Listen closely and answer this question. What genre do you tend towards at a bookstore? History books. This question lets us see how ambitious you are. Picking history shows that your ambition is as strong as can be. Maybe reading about historical figures makes you want to become a hero yourself? I guess, in a way, one could say you're a romanticist. Ways to help drive you to improve yourself. Okay. Ego is a special stat exclusive to the protagonist. Aside from increasing greatly based on your answers during the various assessments given throughout the story, it can also be used to increased by defeating fiends of the corresponding sin, as well as through psychology tests. You will be able to command fiends that correspond to the stronger aspects of your ego. Developing your ego will unlock restrictions on what vessel fiends can equip, as well as let you acquire crystals known as alter egos. I wonder what the max is. Probably 1,000 or 2,000. It's got to be 1,000. Because I'm at 120 lust, and that's probably like a tenth. My guess they're not blocking the mist anymore.
Good day, Vice President of the True Student Council.
You alright, buddy?
Or perhaps nice to meet you would be more appropriate. Sora tells me you've lost your memories. I am Yugo Jingu, the steward of this academy.
Is it your dad? Jingu?
The dean, Sora Jingu, is my wife.
What?
If you encounter any trouble whatsoever, please do not hesitate to let me know. In any case, may fortune smile upon you in battle.
What?
The Jingus have watched over this academy for decades.
Is that a mistranslation?
Though if you ask me, the fact that Miss Sora still looks so young is almost demonic in itself. What's her secret?
Okay. She's older than she looks.
It's troublesome not being able to leave the academy, isn't it? Though I'm not quite sure I understand why. Nevertheless, please rest assured that our supplies and resources are all accounted for.
Let's go to the basement. Oh, okay. No. Let's not go to the basement.
All right, shall we get started?
Let's. Mist and the Mad Gauge. While in the mist, the Mad Gauge will increase over time. If the protagonist's Mad Gauge hits 100%, he will go mad and you will restart from the infirmary. Mad Gauge can be lowered at the infirmary or by using a mental stabilizer. Watch your Mad Gauge carefully as you search for the reception zones where calls that lead to ideals can be received.
Vanitas? I thought you weren't supposed to appear around other students.
It's fine where mist is to be had. The students here have all gone mad. I'll watch from here, but don't feel strained. Just try to keep me entertained.
We're 1% mad. Ah. Female students memo 6. I'm sorry for dragging you into this. Hey, what are friends for? Wow, the Mad Gauge is,
I have grades to keep up. Notes to take.
filling up pretty fast. Student memo 5. If showed us here, then this must be Class A. In that case, this shouldn't be too far from the stairs, except I can't even tell which way they are. Number 7, to whoever sees this note, if you know the way back, then get out of here now. Can't stay in the mist no matter what. Acquired healing agent S. Move.
I have grades to keep up. Notes to take.
Memo 10, Mio's starting to go insane. That's great. Female student memo 1. Everyone keeps saying not to go into the mist because of how dangerous it is, but the mist, the unsettled, they don't really seem to be all that bad to me. Seriously though, you must really like me, Rihanna. I can't believe you'd come to a place like this just because you missed me. Memo number 3. The second that weird call came in, all the unsettled just went totally berserk. No one ever said anything about this. Thank God I didn't just leave Miu here on her own. I have to protect her. Memo number 4. Every time I try to get out, there's an unsettled blocking the door. How many hours have passed? Or has it been days? The only reason why I came back to class was to look for my phone, but the battery's dead. It's completely useless.
See that person talking to the cleaning supply locker over there? Hey, Miu. What'd you get on the English test? It's not fair if I'm the only one who failed again. She's what we call unsettled. There are others like her running around in the mist. The mist messes with their heads, so there's no way to know how they'll behave. We need to keep going, but be careful, okay?
All right. Tin Spirit. Memo 11, Raina's gone crazy.
Good morning. Nice weather today, huh?
Number 9, it's okay. I'm not letting go of your hand, I promise. Number 8, it's like being in a dream. None of this even feels all that weird anymore. Time keeps passing, and I can't even tell how much. I'm so scared, Raina. Please don't leave me on my own. Can you
Take your seat.
do anything with these guys?
Take your seat. It's all... What would you ever do? Huh? Who are you? What do you want?
Didn't you promise not to let go of her? Or, maybe I should tell her that isn't Miu.
What? What are you talking about? I get it. The mist has sent you both off the rails, hasn't it? Don't talk to me, you unsettled freaks! Sounds like she thinks that locker is Miu. I wonder where the real Miu is. Oh, Miu. You're hopeless on your own. Huh? Who are you?
Didn't you promise not to let go of her?
Wait. Huh? I'm not holding her hand. When did that happen? And what's with this locker? It smells awful. Miu? Where are you, Miu? I promised I wouldn't let go.
What if her dead body's like rotting in the locker?
I was supposed to protect you. I'm sorry.
Be horrible.
I guess that means we can keep going. It's just like Raina said. This locker does smell awful. What is that? Even the ringtone is creeping me out.
Guys, it's just
A
AOL.
portal to the other world, a trace of the abyss. That call is what connects to the ideals, little miss. I fear this abuse is becoming mundane. I can't even muster the words to complain. What's wrong, dear Nozomi? Demon got your tongue?
Why?
Why, what?
Why do you keep doing that? Do you always have to pop out of nowhere? If you jump scare me one more time, I'm gonna lose it!
The mist? The other world? I've been hanging on by a thread this entire time. And now my cover's totally blown.
Calm down, okay? I'll apologize then. I won't just show up out of nowhere again. After this, my appearances will all be announced, all right? Apology accepted? Well, VP, come keep your companion under control.
She can take care of herself.
Just forget it.
Huh?
You heard me. Pretend you never saw anything. Forget everything that just happened. Please.
Including my promise not to surprise you?
Everything except for that. I've never been good with anything scary. People would call me childish and pathetic. I've been trying to hide that part of me from you. The mist was scary enough with just the two of us. But when Vanitas popped out of nowhere,
I'm astonished you actually asked to attend.
It's not like I want to be here. But I can't let the vice president put himself in danger all on his own. I wouldn't be able to live with myself.
Deranged is as deranged does.
Can we answer those phones?
We've wandered off topic with that little spiel. As I said, that call connects to an ideal. Get close enough and you'll pick it up too. Just make sure you're fully prepared when you do. And don't forget to keep those eyes dry.
Would you shut up already?
Thanks for redeeming the sexy sax. Rita won't let go of me. She won't let me go anywhere. I'm going to get trapped here. Help. My throat is so dry. Do we have to answer the phones now? Oh no. Let's check this way first before we do that. If we can, which we can't. Okay. It's the alter ego.
So that's an ideal?
Or an ideal.
It's beautiful. In a creepy kind of way. I feel like I'm getting cursed just looking at it. Well, the sooner we shatter it, the sooner we can go back.
It's technically the ideal of desire. Add reason and will for a trio entire. If voiding the pact is your goal, they're the key. But it won't be so simple to shatter all three. A monarch would not let their plans go astray. They've fiends of their own to keep you at bay. Monarchs, like humans, have much at stake, in the case their ideals shatter and break.
What do you mean?
Demons subsist off the human ego. That is the way they develop and grow. Ideals give humans the power they need, and demons the ego upon which they feed.
Ego.
If only I could fight too.
You're already
She
able
wants
to.
desire.
For what do you protest?
Huh?
Imagigears are nothing more than souls made manifest. The will to do so is all that you need, though it isn't so easy as that, I'll concede. Terminal recall. Searching 8 consciousnesses. Analyzing, adapting, linking, decompressing Imagigear. End process. Ahem. All you really needed was my assistance. I'll save the explanations for a more obliging ear. I doubt you'd even grasp the weight of what I'm doing here.
This is my power. The manifestation of my will.
You're beautiful.
Thanks. But could you watch where you're staring, please?
I was staring at your shield.
Now enough with all this senseless prattle. Amuse me with your bloodlust in battle.
Enhancing units. Enhancing your unit costs spirit. You can spend spirit to learn new skills by selecting unlock abilities in the character menu. Acquiring new abilities will level up your units and increase their stats. Spirit is shared among all members of your party. If you ever feel like switching up the way you've developed a unit, you can select reallocate to reset all their abilities and refund 80% of the spirit spent. Battle difficulty. Okay. Suggested turns for high rank, 2 turns. All right.
Let's go, Nozomi.
I'll be there strength.
The secret of getting things done? Resonating with the unit will cause you to share status ailments, buffs, debuffs, and valid authorities marked with Res OK. Resonance will end after a set number of turns or after resonating with a different target. When resonance ends, all shared status effects will reset. The awake gauge rises when taking damage or using resolve. Upon hitting 100%, the unit will enter a state of awakening. Awakened units gain a buff to all stats and can use all arts and authorities at no cost. When a unit's mad gauge hits 100, they will enter a state of madness, becoming uncontrollable. During this period, defense will decrease while other stats are buffed. Moreover, after 3 turns, the unit will experience a breakdown, resulting in a KO. When awakening and madness are combined via resonance, the unit will enter a state of enlightenment. Enlightened units greatly enhanced stats for 3 turns and can use all arts and authorities at no cost. Hazards can sometimes be found on the map in battle and cause various effects at the end of each phase. For instance, units within the range of Healing Light at the end of a phase will recover 15% of their max HP. Further explanations regarding battles are compiled under Battle Tips, and you can view them under the Help menu of your smartphone.
Here I go.
I don't think I would be able to hit him without getting a counter. So let's do this.
Here I go.
How indecent.
Go here. Just out of range.
Take this!
Get ready.
Actually, let's see how
Here I go.
range is. Three meters. Perfect.
I follow.
Here I go. No mercy.
Me too.
Irritating.
Entertaining.
Now, how are you supposed to do this in 2 turns?
Away with you.
Here I go.
He has a spear.
Got you.
How indecent. You've been bested. Entertaining.
Get ready.
Here I go.
How indecent.
Enable an ally to act again at the cost of increasing their mad gauge. Oh, nobody's acted, that's why. Okay.
Here I go.
Here I go.
How indecent.
Here I go. You got this, Nozomi!
Leave it to me.
Okay, so you can't defer a character that's been deferred. Sweet.
Get ready.
I have to stay focused.
Get ready.
I have to stay focused.
Oh, they weren't in assist range. Idiot.
Enemy down.
I'm with you.
Get ready.
It's not over yet. Checkmate. We made it, Nozomi.
Good job. You were amazing.
Yeah, I did pretty shit. Upon winning a battle, the results screen will display. In addition to Spirit, you may also earn vessels, equipment to enhance fiends with, or phone numbers to new planes of the otherworld as a reward. The higher your battle rank is, the more Spirit you will receive. So we got a helm, greaves, and armor. Skill up in flames. Optimize accuracy. Nice.
Thank God my power came through there. Now you won't have to fight alone anymore. Even if that was terrifying beyond belief.
Ideals, VP, are a fragile matter. The slightest touch will cause it to shatter.
Let's touch it.
Humans are foolish. They see hope on paths paved with despair. They hear it in words crafted from the same, walking the road to ruin all the while. Only misery awaits at the end. It never changes, no matter how many times I tell them or how many times they're shown. Humans truly are foolish. They are witless, puerile, and rash. But if my hands can cover their eyes, if my words can drown out their ears, then at the very least, no one would be hurt. I could create a world free of destruction.
Where's that voice coming from? We're not getting haunted, are we?
Calm down. What was that just now?
Don't get yourself all tied up in knots. The ideal relayed you the Pact Bearer's thoughts.
Oh, I see. That's a relief. Not that those thoughts were particularly pleasant either. In any case, we should keep up the pace and shatter the other ideals. And, that means heading back sooner rather than later. Please?
I like those pants.
Hey, hope you don't mind me stopping by.
Not at all.
Oh, welcome back! You too, Nozomi. Thanks for looking out for my brother. I feel a lot better knowing you're there for him.
Always happy to help. I'm really not all that special, though. Your brother's the amazing one here.
Here I come.
Huh? Did someone say something?
Behold, little girl! The one you should thank duly is none other than yours truly.
Vanitas? See, this is what happens when you pop out of nowhere. Stop scaring Chio.
Good cover.
Geh? You're the one who's scaring me here. I said I would warn you before I appear.
Oh my goodness. He's adorable. Wow. He's so soft and fluffy. It's like snuggling up with a cloud. No fair. You never told me Vanitas was this cutesy-wootsy adorable.
Hey now, you're suffocating the poor thing.
Being being like me has no need for breath. Lend me your aid from your sister of death.
Pacify your predicament personally.
You flagitious fiend!
The little guy sure gets riled up easily, huh? Oh, right. You should know that the mist on the second floor is all gone. Guessing that's your doing. We were able to rescue all the unsettled who were trapped up there, so thanks for that.
No problem.
Alrighty. Guess it's about time I got back to the infirmary. Just stop on by if you're ever feeling under the weather.
Mr. Bunny doesn't hop. Fluffy, fluffy, floaty, floaty. Fly into the sky.
What was that?
It's his theme song. Alright, let's see. Beans can be equipped with vessels to further enhance their strength. Vessels come in 5 rarities of increasing power: N, R, SR, SSR, and EX. Some vessels require that a specific ego threshold be met before they can be equipped. Oh, that's creepy. Arrow Lance. Perform an attack with a high chance of landing a critical hit. Oh, nice. An AoE attack. Let's go ahead and save. And I will go ahead and call it here for the night. Let's see if somebody's streaming.
Something's been bugging me for a while.
Me too.
Don't you think Kurama's uniform is kind of weird? Nobody else wears anything like it. What's up with that?
Oh, that. It's a uniform that the student council president wears during ceremonies. He probably found it on a shelf in the student council room and took it for himself.
A ceremonial uniform? Huh. I thought it was just some sort of retro throwback outfit. Have you worn it before, Nozomi?
Just once. I don't really like it. It makes me stick out like a sore thumb.
You don't say. I didn't even think of taking a look. So there's 106 students. "13 faculty and 3 others." So now we should have 2 hair choices for the lust. That's cool. It shows you the answers and their outcomes. Okay, cool. Alright, yeah, let's go ahead and save one more time. And I don't see anybody streaming really. Give me a second, let me check something real quick. Oh, of course, an ad. Well, that is at least part of the demo of Monarch. Let's go ahead and raid Waffles. He's playing Rec Room, which I have no idea what that is. Oh, oops, in his chat. Alright, thanks for hanging out, Vic, and anybody else that was lurking. Hope you guys enjoyed this part of the demo. I'll probably finish it up tomorrow. I think I'm gonna actually pick up the full game. Seems pretty interesting. It's like a nice mix of Persona with strategy RPGs. So should be pretty interesting to see how it goes from there. But yeah, have a good night, take care, and see you next time.